Alright, so for those of you just tuning in, we're about to do a particularly silly match of Age of Empires 2. Now, I've had to do this introduction several times due to connection issues and all sorts of shenanigans with the lobby, so we're just going to jump straight into this. We're doing a 3v5 on Budapest, but it's also going to be... Oh, wait, the Regicide game mode. I have to swap it to Regicide. Oof. Third time's a charm. GLHF. Okay, so we're doing Budapest, and on Budapest you start with 2 bases, so that means double the sets of villagers. That means you have, 2 town centers as well, and that is pretty cool. 2 sets of resources, so it's a little bit ridiculous here. 2 scouts. It's a lot to manage. And we're doing Regicide, which means that every player starts, of course, with a king, and if you lose that king, you lose the game. It also means that we start with extra villagers, and well, that makes it ridiculous. Ugh. And the thing is, though, is that when you're doing Regicide on a map like Budapest, where there are, multiple bases at the start, that means we start with 2 castles, and that means that we also have 2 kings as well. And now that means that both... I've said that means like a million times. My goodness. It was so much better the first time I did this, but the struggle continues. You gotta lose both kings to lose the game. Boom. A little bit of freezing lag. No problem, though. We're tough. We can take it. Managing all of this stuff at the same time is going to be a little bit redonkulous, but perhaps I'm just going on a mass hunting spree, and that should be fine. A little bit of delay in there. Seems like my connection to Angel's Envy as well as Pellar Move J is going to be a little suspect this game. But life goes on. I don't think I can worry so much about keeping my villagers only on like 1 sheep at a time. I think that would probably be too much micro. Being able to, like, scout and keep my town center working at all these at the same time is going to be really crazy. But the goal of this game is to make good use of elephant archers, imperial camels, and whatnot, and really just try and live that Indian's dream. Now, we're also setting it on giant. That way, players don't spawn too close to each other, as frequently that is an issue when you do something like Budapest. When there's 2 bases, players can often be in too close proximity to each other. I also feel like I should be putting down a dock, because there are some lakes at the corners of the map. They're not, like, of huge strategic importance, but sometimes fishing at them can be a pretty big boost to your early game economy, so that's on the to-do list here, and hopefully I get massive enough elephant archers to just kind of win this game. I'm going to give those sheep to him. I think that those might be his. It's tough to tell. See 1 sheep over here for me. I don't even care if I mill some of the sheep. I think I'm okay with that. Really, I just want to make sure that as many of my villagers are actually working as humanly possible, and whether or not they're being incredibly efficient, I think is fine, as this requires a great deal of my attention. And it takes some crazy, crazy micro. If I miss any of your messages in Twitch chat, my sincerest apologies, as this is tricky to micro. So it's a little bit distracting, but I will try my best to keep up to that. If I do miss any of your messages, you can just type it again within a few minutes, and I'll get back to you ASAP. Fishing ships, okay, so essentially have about, I guess, the equivalent of 3 town centers at this point, if you consider fishing ships to be villagers, and that'll be kind of nice. I suppose I should be delaying farming as much as humanly possible. I don't know where my boards or anything else is. I do want to start mining gold, because I will need that extra gold for loom, as you don't start with actually any gold at all when you play Regicide, and I don't think I've ever milled sheep before, but that, that's okay, I guess. Bring a 4th vill over there. Not the most efficient. That's okay, though. I have a little bit of extra wood, and I think that I'll be able to put that to use with those fishing ships, so can mill those as well. Not bad. Use this guy to scout a little bit, put some houses at the back. The goal is to try and use these 2 castles to go for a very unique unit-focused strategy. Try and rush some fools with elephant archers. It's going to be a lot of fun. I have no idea if these teams are balanced. The players in the lobby think that a 3v5 is probably okay, and I think it's fine. It'd be tricky to get this match perfect regardless. So hopefully these teams are at least somewhat fair. I expect all my scouts, by the way, to die by walking into random castles. That is almost inevitable at this point. No, people do expect that, the voice, and I think that it's better that way. Like, what's the point of streaming, right, if I'm not reading the chat? So I try to read it as much as I can. As long as people don't take it personally if they, like, come by, say hello, and I miss it. It breaks my heart. Just don't ask me any, like, deep philosophical questions that might take me a long time to answer, and we should be good to go. So I want to boom up, get really huge here. First scout down. Lost it to Gray. This is why I'm not scouting with my king, is normally when you're playing something like Regicide, you actually want to be scouting with your king, because he's great line of sight, he's very fast, very agile despite looking quite fat. This guy is in remarkably good shape. Oh, nearly avoided disaster there. However, there's so many castles on this map, and I have no idea where all the players are. It could be really tricky. I think it's too much of a risk, honestly, to just lose the king like that. I'm sorry, Cheese and Toast, I missed your message. What's up? Alright, we're gonna head on over to the next stage now. Well, I could have gotten Loom, but I don't think that I need it, considering I'm in the pocket position. I have all these castles here. Although I suppose that Loom might be even more important in this case, just because you start with 2 scouts. So you might be able to actually just pick up a few vills here. So I guess I'll go grab Loom right now. A few more sheep is always good. How's the dock doing? Probably train a few more of these. Queue up some houses in advance. Well, there are my boars. I don't know if I'll really be able to lure them that much, and something I have to get used to is this idea that I can actually keep my town center working while I'm advancing to the next stage. That's pretty crazy, not used to that at all. Let's do a little bit of scouting. I guess I'll try and stay a little bit more on my own side of the map. That way I don't end up wandering into any wrong neighborhoods and getting gunned down there. It's really hard to do the voice. It's something that I continually struggle with. The voice, of course, says that he admires my ability to actually read the chat while playing. It's extremely difficult, and sometimes it does mess up my build order, and I do make some executional errors there because of that. But I think it's a worthwhile trade-off. I think that's what... I guess part of the appeal is that I do actually care enough to try and read the chat and interact with you guys anyway. And it takes a lot of practice for sure. It's something I'm still working on. Multitasking's trick. It's also really hard for me to play well while talking at the same time too, but I've had a lot of practice with it, so over time I'm getting more comfortable with that. Some people have, told me that they find it interesting that I'm able to talk so much while playing, because like when they try and do that, it feels like they're talking to themselves and it's just really awkward. But it's something that I've practiced. For me, it's just kind of natural. I just like to talk. Yeah, more lumber camps, why not? Actually, I have a little bit of excess resources, so I can just snag all those bad boys. Get all my upgrades right about now. Thank you, random Dutch guy from Holland. I do think that we have one of the best stream communities ever here. That's why I love streaming so much. Like, even when I feel sick from my severe allergies and asthma, I love hanging out here anyway, as you guys are just awesome. We have a great little community here, and I think part of it is because I spend so much time trying to go the extra mile just to interact with everybody, make sure everyone feels welcome. Now, I do believe that keeping up another villager here would be a mistake, considering I'm able to advance right about now. And even though this is a little bit of a walk, I think I'll just mill that rather than having to worry so much about luring that boar. That might be just too much micro, honestly. Might not be worthwhile. And hopefully I'll be able to set up my economy by grabbing all my eco upgrades right about now, so that elephant archers is something I can just pop out like almost instantly. And do some serious damage here. Found you, mad bruh. I guess I'll just put more villagers on the wood. This guy can go on stone. I think that's okay. Can never have too many houses. That one can be my designated house builder here. I'm playing a little bit inefficiently, but this is just, it's a lot of micro to worry about here. What matters most is that I'm keeping my town center working at all times until I get at least 100 villagers. I'm going to do more than 100 though, considering how expensive my troops are. So let's see. What did Cheese ask me? Did he say? Oh, he's just kidding? Oh, okay. Thank you, Flapjack. Much appreciated. Welcome, Martyrix, to the stream. It's going to be Elephant Archer time really soon. Never done something like this. Elephant Archers are so expensive. They run into this problem where they're an incredibly powerful unit, but you have to get them kind of massed up before they really do that much. They're very, very difficult to kill, but you have to reach that critical mass, and I rarely get there safely. But considering that this is like Budapest and Regicide, I might be able to do that and just get huge. A bunch of players getting to the Castle Age before me, so consider me impressed. These guys, the masters of Regicide Budapest, the most competitive game mode, of course. It's like literally all the Viper plays nowadays. Yeah. Regicide Budapest and Aoe2 HD. Yeah. That's what he's known for. Yeah, every tournament's the same, guys. It's so boring. It's just nothing but Regicide Budapest. As the Indians, no doubt. Alright, get these bad boys out of here. First 2 elephant arches at 13 minutes. I swear I clicked horse collar, but... the struggle. I am like almost certain I clicked horse collar. Perhaps I missed the click, or this game hates me. I don't really know. Where's a good place to put this to saturate for farmland? There isn't really a great place for that. Might as well put it over there. I think that's okay. And I'm gonna need a lot on food if I want to be able to sustain elephant production. Oh yeah, the elephants are coming out. I do want bloodlines, all those stable upgrades like husbandry, because elephant archers are very slow. Oh yeah, heavy plow. Sounds pretty good to me. Another farm is fine as well. Just queuing up a couple vills and stuff. A lot of elephant archers queued at the same castle. This is the test of micro here. I used to play a lot of TF2, Cactus Guy, not so much nowadays. I'm not actually a big first-person shooter fan, but I know TF2 is a very good game, and I have a lot of fun with it when I do get a chance to play it. Sometimes I play with my friends. Fun game. I would say Okami Sensei that the Korean War Wagon is in general a little bit better, but the fact is that the Elephant Archer has so much more HP that once you get to that critical mass, they become crazy. I think the Koreans are just a little bit better, mostly because you can back up the War Wagons with something like Siege Onagers, and it's a disgusting combination that is very, very hard to deal with. It's a little harder when you're playing as the Indians, I guess. Now, what exactly is going on here? Husk... Oh, shit. Oh, wait. Isn't the Black Winds Goths? Oh, it's gonna be really hard. Once you get that critical mass, though, Elephant Archer's nothing to sneeze at. The question is, can I get there in time? So much for a relaxing casual game. This is so hard. Hopefully the rest of my teammates can back me up so that my Elephant Archers don't get exploited from all those Huskarls. Huskarl's such a great unit against them. In general, I would say if you're playing against the Indians and you're struggling with Elephant Archers, just don't let them get there. They have that sort of like dream shared with a regular War Elephant in that they don't do that much unless you're able to get at a huge chunk of them, and once you do, they can be quite hard to deal with. But Onagers is still a pretty good answer. Mass skirms, just you need a lot of counter units, some melee units to go charge at them. The Indians just don't quite have the means to back up these guys as well. Oh, actually, so far so good. Maybe we'll be in the clear here. Good old wall up on that side. Gray's getting pressured quite hard by Zed's dead baby, and the Elephant Archers are on the move. I think I'm going to want as many town centers as possible. So you think you can macro, starting Resonance 22. 1, 2, 3, 4. That dreaded farm sound when it runs out of food is the worst. I don't really know where these forces are going. I do see some Yumadbra Knights. So maybe I can slip in there with these scary, scary dudes. Okay, a barracks and a stable would be great. Get husbandry, get bloodlines, gotta get all those upgrades for them. They're considered like cavalry archers. In general, I would say the Indians, like one of the better ways to take advantage of them would be with their Imperial camels, as I do think that they're quite strong. And the Elephant Archer is quite strong too. Just gotta get there. It's like that trump card, I guess, that ace in the hole, and hopefully I can live that dream a little bit sooner than normal. No idea if these teams are balanced, but we can't let this game go to the late game, otherwise we're completely screwed. Wow, this is gonna be hard to balance my economy. It's just so much food. I have to play so fast. Palms sweaty, arms spaghetti. Ah. So slow. I would be helping my teammates on the flanks, but they seem to be absolutely a-okay, and I'd rather not let this bad boy boom uncontested. Say hello to my little friends of varying sizes. If these guys do end up needing help, I am on the way. What is this? I'm just gonna go straight into his base. See a bunch of knights in the middle of nowhere. Alright, time to snipe some vills. Looks like there's a hole in this house wall. So I'm okay with that. Where are we going? Stand ground, that's what's up. Oof. Just gonna try and run past these guys. What is this? VS? No. That was VS. Why is this farm unattended? What's going on over here? Might lose an elephant, but I'm not going to have him stop and shoot that. Don't think it's worthwhile. Alright, we're in here. Your puny camels mean nothing to me, sir. Gun them down. Let none survive. This is so hard to macro. And watch these guys too. Want to try and focus fire down the camels if I can, but there's no way. Ah! Back them up, you lazy reinforcements. My teammates seem to be in the clear, so if I can just keep my economy not on fire. Oh, Jesus. They always wall themselves in, don't they? Got bloodlines. Husbandry is affordable, I guess. Oh, jeez. Right, kills them! Kills them all! Place so fast. I'm housed. Ah, but I've demolished his army. Where's my market? Give me this tech. Alright, I guess not. Can't afford it. This castle's not hotkeyed. In a world where Age of Empires 2 is the most stressful game in existence, one man spams nothing but elephant archers. Oh shit. Why is it always a Goss? My dream! I'm gonna try and clump up against his houses, make it a little bit harder for him to surround my army. Try and just focus down these guys. Alright, I might have to push from a different angle. I just build mining camps everywhere, man. I don't care. Should I go on? Go on the teal? Maybe I'll just mass up some guys. I'm gonna need some counter units to deal with this. It looks like the Black Winds is just content to hunt my army over there in that corner, so... I'm gonna need to mass up some guys, perhaps. Throw in hand cannoneers, get to the next stage. Coming this summer to a theater near you, Resonance 22 is... Elephant Archers. Now that's some inefficient mining. God, I have to feed so many elephants. Imperial Age! Cheater. No, I'm kidding. I think he's Byzantines, right? Is he Byzantines? He's Persians, okay, so he's just got the huge eco. I think my entire army finally died. Oh, he deleted his houses. Green's a smarty pants. We'll get him, guys, we'll get him. I think to deal with this guy, maybe I need to throw in some of them champs in the mix. Now, coming to an Aoe2 near you, exactly, Mysterious Viper. Okay, gotta get some stuff out. I don't know why I got the scale barding, scale mail or whatever. Yeah, it's a scale barding, yeah. I guess I thought I might make some camels. I still might. I probably will later on in the game. Perhaps not right now. It's 300 population, so to keep that in mind, I'm gonna need more vills than I am used to. Usually I want about half the max pop of the game to be villagers. I also need ballistics for my elephants. So I need to boom up. Move this army out. Hopefully all these castles in my base is enough to protect me from raiding. Although getting raided by Huskarl sounds so bad. I'd like to avoid that at all costs. This is a little saturated. I think it could be reorganized. Okay, so got these as my control 2s. Should probably make a siege workshop as well. Sure, I'm gonna need that. Stone mining might be nice. Perhaps this upgrade is good too. Bellelard up to the next age, that's fine. Alright, we're gonna go straight to him. Engage! When dealing with Huskarls, which have incredibly high pierce armor and almost no melee Dura armor, you want to be making usually champions, but hand cannoneers are fine too. And you also just don't want to let the Goss get to that late game situation, but since we're doing this ridiculous settings, you're just kind of able to get there a little bit more reliably. I need to get to Imp so I can start queuing up more upgrades for these bad boys. Force him to pull back, I guess. I think I'll just kill those vills while I still can. Need this. Get ballistics first. Get conscription. Two-handed is okay. Alright, well I've forced him to fight me, so maybe I can just I can't really do anything against his army, nor can I escape due to unit pathing, so I guess I just shoot at him. That sucks. I'm gonna lose so many elephants here, but at least I can pull them off for the time being. I'll lose so many elephants. Need to regroup. Ah, Huskarl's my hard counter. Like the last time I did this, it was like Teutons. I was playing as the Vikings versus Teutons. That was so bad. All right, let's build some more forwardish barracks. Kind of banking on yellow being able to like hold his own on the other side. I probably should not have engaged there. Mistake. Let's see. Hello, Zerka. Welcome to the stream. And yeah, Calvin, I'm glad you like the defensive castle idea. I think that it's won me an unfathomable amount of games. Okay, so I think champion is on the way, right? Oh, yeah. Bring on the swordsman. Okay. So I'm kind of waiting a little bit for upgrades here, but I'm getting there. Oh, chemistry will be important. I'm sure I will have a use for bombard cannons or something in this game. I'll keep my eyes on Teal. I'm sure that he'll... Well, it's possible that Yellow needs some help on his side eventually, but first I need to wait till I get sufficient guys to try and clear out Red. Thankfully, Gray seems pretty weak. Gold income 10% faster. Oh, it doesn't cost any gold itself. That's actually quite good. Now, in terms of trading... It's gonna be really hard to get a good trade line this game. Try my best, though. I think this is bad, but... In a world of bad trade lines, I'll put up with it. I don't think I can do that much better. Throw a few more elephant archers. It's not time to engage yet, actually. But it looks like he moved up first. In fact, elephant archers don't seem good here at all. Might need to make hand cannoneers. Elephant archers, though, are quite bulky, so you know, this champions can keep the guys off them. So let's see. Still good here. Should be able to engage on red, and then that will kind of like sandwich in gray and just kind of lose them the game right there. So got this siege workshop here. Make another siege workshop, I think. Bombard cannons will be great to back this up, and now I'm ready to move out. So as soon as I get that siege support, good to go. Oh, that's a fine place for a farm, I suppose. Siege engineers will certainly be helpful here. Glad that they get that tech. I don't need this market anymore. Start trading with, it's a bad trade line. At least it's safe. Safety's my middle name. I wonder if I have enough stuff here yet. Might not. Actually, might not. I do not. Sucks. Hate that Goth production. So fast. Alright, backing up. As soon as you guys want to back up, you can back up. And more champions. Alright, just gotta make nothing but champions then. In the meantime, throwing a few of those hand cannons. Indian's dream, not realized quite yet. Jeez. Right, give me blast furnace. This is a vulnerable spot of the economy. Can't let that get raided. That as well. Bad trade line, but at least it's safe. Okay. I'm still losing this fight. Oh, it sucks. Lead Huskarl's OP. Getting clobbered by the Goths. Need to move the battlefield a little back. That should be okay. Let's keep booming up. Perhaps I still don't have enough vills. It's certainly possible. Alright, Alright, so we're just gonna set the gather point back just a little bit further. Should be able to boom up. He'll probably need help on that side as well, so I'll need to set up shop over here. What exactly does he need? I see. Actually, it'd probably be camels that are the way to go on that side for help. So keep some camels. Don't think I want any more ranged units of any description, actually. Camels, I think, are good. Those are enemies. Alright, note to self, we can't do this in a 3v5. Unless the guys on my team are crazy, because then we don't have enough of a window of opportunity to actually do anything. Hi, Dios mijo. Give me the heavy camo. Ah, sucks. Alright. Bad news bears. Okay. So I've cleared out this army finally, even though I know I was losing that battle horrendously, but again, it's something that I will win this battle eventually. And I did, it's just so hard. Okay, these are what the threes. I think I have enough defensive castles here that this is probably okay, but it's still bad. Because this castle isn't built yet. Sucks. So I might need to actually replace some of these farmers. What about over here? He's holding his own, temporarily speaking. Get some of this. Guess these will be the 5s. Oh, some champions in this. Cool. Oh, yuck. Need to send something to go deal with that. I might need to send more champions. So you got them on like stand ground or something? Some of these. Okay. Move up here. Attack. Okay. Imperial camels being researched. Send some backup camels. And I have to give Yellow some major credit for being able to hold his own on that side. Okay. Oh, just gotta get more guys. Some siege. Focus fire his down. I see elephants over there. Elephants are bad for me. It means I'll also need Imperial camels on this side too. So this is like the macro test of the ages. Finally killed those, thank God. Okay. How is this fight going? It's okay. It's okay. Halberdiers might be pretty good here. Imperial camels are what I want, but I haven't had a chance to tech into them yet. Enemy team has just so many threats. It's gonna be hard. Okay, so I have Imperial camel. Which will help him a little bit on that side. So I can just throw some Imperial camels and like miscellaneous light cavalry at him. I think that'll make a, a small difference, I guess. These could probably be more gold miners. It's really up the... maybe I throw in halbs. Oh, we're winning this! Wah! Well, except for that. Minor setback. So you think you can macro. I can do this. Do this. Just a little bit more. Get those onagers. Focus fire him down. Just gotta keep throwing camels.
Yes.
Good job, Zed, baby. Let's keep throwing camels at this man. Oh, Jesus. That's sad. Fine, I'll queue up all trade carts at the other market then. Oh, that makes me sad. Masonry, you never know. Oh my goodness. The macro test of the ages. One of the hardest games I've ever played. But I'm trying my damnedest. I'm gonna have to devote way more resources on the other side of the map. I think that one of these has to get the Hussar upgrade. Yeah, I'm gonna have to dedicate more resources here, so just out on more of these. Yes. Uh-oh. Okay, so I also need to mask the guys up too on that side. I think that I don't need to dedicate any more resources on this part of the map though. So just focus fire down that castle, and then I guess I just swap all sorts of unit production over to this side. It's a lot of stuff he's got there. I do think though that essentially Imperial camels are almost all that I need on this side, thankfully, but maybe I do need more stuff. And for that, more stables is appropriate. Okay. So some more Imperial camels, I think, are the way to go. Well, I'll never be able to afford Elephant Archer, will I? Or that Shatnagi or whatever it's called. Shatagni. Shatagni! Don't think I need it anyway. Not really making any more hand cannoneers. Push in here. Okay. I think I've massed up enough guys. I can really just start pushing in. Push! Oh, those militia! Haha! Blackman's gotta get some upgrades. God, this is such a close game! Ah, I can't even begin to tell you how difficult this is. But I'm getting there, slowly. Unit pathing's kind of tricky with all these walls in the way. Makes it a little harder to reinforce. A lot harder than I want. I'm also getting bunched up on that town center. But I think, though, that all I need is a lot of Imperial camels on this side, and then we win the game. I do think that it's just Imperial camels for the win. Where's the one that has all the Hussars queued up? Those can be Imperial camels. I think I'll also get coinage, so I can send my excess resources to my teammates, as they're certainly going to need it at some point. We're good to go. Eh. Maybe I'm gonna make more elephants later, but... So I got to make elephant archers in the early game, and now I think the real value is with the camels. Just as counter units, you know? Shred that down. I'd like to poke at some of those gold miners. Get into his economy a bit more. About this. Holy shit, this is a great game. I can't believe it. I was almost 100% sure we were screwed beyond belief. I was always kicking myself because, you know, usually when I do something like a 3v5, we usually realize I almost never win them, that it's like impossible to win. Assuming that my opponents are, you know, doing anything at all, it can be very, very hard to win. And the ones that we do win are very difficult regardless. Requires a lot of careful micro and macro. It's just, it's so hard. And, you know, a situation like this, where everybody has the ability to get to the late game just a little bit quicker, due to it being, you know, Regicide, having all those extra town centers and stuff, You would think that this would be impossible, but so far we're doing pretty well here. Which kind of blows my mind. In fact, I might have to start backing this side up with some siege. But my camels do have an attack bonus versus buildings, which is interesting. Relevant? Not sure. Interesting? Absolutely. So that could be 2 siege workshops. This forest is a little bit exhausted, so send them over there. Come on, that stone. I like the idea of sending some elephant archer support. I think that's good. I need these siege workshops. Focus fire that down. I'm sure there comes a time where I have to send more reinforcements on the left. Just because we're outnumbered, right? Like, if we're going to win a 3v5, it usually boils down to, trying to weaken them in the early game, I guess. And then, like, outboom them, because we have a small window of opportunity where we can win the game. And I think I can actually delete all those fishing ships. I don't think I need any fish traps or additional food income, honestly. So, just delete them. That could be pop space for something else. Yeah. I don't think I really need them. Wow, is he calling GG already? Haha! What a great game. You guys did so well. Seriously, great job. Everyone on my team did absolutely fantastic. Credit where credit's due, guys. I always try to take the extra time to praise my teammates when they do things well. Said it before, but I'll say it again. I think as a, just online gamers in general, we're so quick to tell our teammates when they do something wrong. We always expect them to be perfect, but we never really say good job when they do something right. So I always try to give credit where credit's due here. Make people feel good. Wow, I really can't believe this. This is one of the best games I've played in a while. Struggling so hard early on, like really, it was truly brutal. Guess just goes to show, don't surrender too prematurely. Need to wait for a little bit of backup. Those hand cannoneers OP. And they're gonna resign! It's still kind of like sinking in right now. I really can't believe we won that. I cannot believe we won that game. Wow. I was just in my mind it was like we're dead, like there's nothing I can do, like we lost, guys. There's just no point. In my mind I thought we were completely dead, but I gave it my all and I kept trying, and everyone on my team did great too. I have to give them like some major credit. I just sort of like flip-flop between both sides. It was very hard to manage all that at the same time, but overall I'm very satisfied with how this turned out. I think this was fantastic. I think that everybody in the game got a good degree of action. Gray almost threatened to push back in here. Gray and Teal, of course, had it quite difficult being on the flanks, but they both were just troopers, and they did so much. Everyone in this game just played really well. I didn't really get to see, on my screen at least, too much from Fresh Princess, but her contribution is, of course, very significant, as she basically turned around this entire front, and you can see by the score that this game was incredibly close. They had such a huge population lead. I thought it would be impossible to overcome, but, well, it looks like we did it. Wow. It's like the hardest game ever. It was exhausting. It's serious when Resonance's commentary boils down to, ugh, ah, eh, like throughout the entire thing, and I'm just not saying anything. Wow. That was pretty nuts. Not much I can say. I will say, though, that some of the things that we did that managed to pull us back in this... For one, by the way, you mad, bro? The king of this particular game type. He's been practicing Regicide, Budapest for years, ever since he was a fetus, actually. This is some impressive advancement times from him. Like, this is a pretty gnarly feudal age, castle age, and imperial age. Like, especially considering that his imperial age was off of... after, he had to make some military units, too, so... Yeah, Medra advancing very, very quickly. That's also very fast castle time as well from Zed's Dead Baby, Yellow, the Black Winds. It's pretty fast castles. I'm just impressed. This is a very fast M considering that Green actually had to make some dudes too in the early game. And, well, we see that the secret to success, of course, is making a lot of villagers, having a large economy. I probably had like a couple too many at the end, but really, like, you need as many villagers as it takes for you to have enough resources to consistently produce an army. If you're not able to get to the population cap, you probably need more villagers. And it's something that you will get better at the more you play Age of Empires 2. It takes a lot of experience. And, you know, if you happen to overboom, make too many villagers, it's okay, you can just delete them later. The thing is that here, having a large economy like this has allowed me to stay competitive, constantly be replacing my army, especially when, you know, you're fighting outnumbered against your opponents. You need to be able to replace your army just incredibly, incredibly quickly. And also, booming up while making a military is difficult. It's something that will take practice, but you'll see me utilize the H hotkey, which jumps between town centers. It selects my town centers, and I can use H. I can just keep pressing it to cycle through them, and then C, or maybe A for you, you know, whatever it is that creates villagers. So H plus the villager hotkey, which for me is C. Something that I use to be able to build up my economy while I'm applying pressure and constantly dealing with combat. You'll see, though, that generally when I play, I put a little bit more emphasis on my economy than my military, and I think that that's very important in that, you know, the micromanagement in the early game can be very, very substantial, but in the late game, getting your economy like down to just perfect is the way to go. And you'll find that you'll be able to save a lot more time on micromanaging your army if your troops are in the right places at the right time. And it might have seemed like I was being very timid in the early game, but I swear there's a method to my madness. The 10 castles as well, I think also was very helpful. I put a big emphasis on stone, and I covered everything in castles, which allowed me to defend a little bit better. Yamadra still managed to get some serious rating in anyway. They did a great job avoiding town center fire, using the stand ground to try and avoid the castles as well. So he still managed to apply a lot of pressure there, but the castles made it a bit easier on me. I didn't have to like ring the town bell or anything too crazy. You know, even just ringing the town bell can be a huge blow to your economy. All your villagers aren't gathering, so it's something I really try to avoid if I can, and that's why I had so much stone. I didn't really sell it, because I think that mattered a lot. I was also not hesitant to swap around troops. In terms of things I could have definitely done better, the early game, engaging the Black Winds with my initial, like, 2 armies of elephant archers was a mistake. I should have kept those further back. And this is always the Goths, dude. They catch me by surprise every time. I think though losing that first army when I was raiding green was fine, but the secondary after that, he's able to outproduce me in the early game. So that's something I had to watch out for. Lost a couple of elephant archers for free, but I think I made the right call, though, in general, trying to play a little bit safer, as both my teammates on the flanks were doing just fine until I had to come in there. And yeah, by transitioning to the correct units and having a strong economy and a fairly strong base, I think that was not bad. I made so many different types of units that game. I think that that's very important to keep in mind. So yes, GG, well played. Hello, iVictorious. Welcome to the stream. That was exhausting. I will definitely upload that one, JS Richer. Oh man, that was a tough one. Everyone in that game played so incredibly well. I don't think the Celts are that underplayed, Ceratoxy, but yeah, I could play the Celts or something like that. I was leaning a little bit more towards maybe doing the Byzantines, showing off some Cataphracts Day. I'm not entirely sure. You guys can let me know what you want to see, of course, after the break. Glad to hear it, Raid Aoe. Good to see you again. GG Fresh Princess. That was a nuts game. It was very, very close. Okay, so that's about everything I wanted to mention during the end of that. Hopefully that makes sense and you find my commentary helpful in some way and that you found this match entertaining. If you did, don't forget to leave it a like on YouTube, as it does help me out so very much. You guys have no idea. Taking the brief moment to just leave a thumbs up is tremendously helpful for exposure. And of course, if you enjoyed watching this video, I will read all the comments below, even if I don't get a chance to respond to them, so I always keep that in mind. In case I make a boo-boo or something like that, or you guys want to let me know how much you enjoy it, I do read it. And I always factor that in for next time. I also have plenty of other Age of Empires 2 videos on my YouTube channel, so if you like this one, you'll probably like those as well. Make sure to give it a shot. I also have videos of other games too. I'd love to have you at my live stream too, so make sure that you just check the video description for all your Age of Empires and miscellaneous needs. And I'll see you all in the next video. For those of you who are watching live, don't go anywhere. The live stream's not over yet. We're going to do Game 2 of the live stream in just a moment. Good night, Calvin. Sleep well. We're going to be right back in 1 to 2 minutes. There will be another game. Don't go anywhere. BRB. GG, well played.